Hello everyone and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, where we find ourselves in the garbage pit. Luckily the walls doesn't seem to retract, so yeah, we're fine. And instead of R2D saving us, we have this pretty girl, right Kyoka? You come here to save us. Yeah, I mean you have that key. Also no. And why we're here? Well, we failed the trial, or rather we was found guilty as the black end, even though nobody did it apparently. I still feel it worked out so well in my head how Bakuya could have made it with Yellow's help, and I just waited for him to do something there with Yell, like they working together in something, he tricking him and there. I don't know. And this only failure was that no, the bomb didn't kill her like it was supposed to, but yeah. But otherwise, but I guess if she's so convinced it's the mastermind's plan and he just said like, yes, it's correct, Makoto did it, then I guess we did it. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So, how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything? No? Because you were supposed to come here to figure out the mastermind's plan or something there, and if she died, apparently, we lived out our life happily ever after in the academy. No more murder or anything. So I wonder, if she would have been the first one to die, would we have all the rest 15 maybe found a soldier later also lived out our days happily? Who knows?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability.
Didn't we ask this already? I'm pretty sure we did. You mentioned your ability.
My ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective.
Didn't I say that pretty early? I'm pretty sure I said that very early, like, yeah, she's the ultimate detective or mystery solver, something like that. The ultimate detective? Yeah.
Correct.
You know, we could have figured that out pretty easy.
And the reason I came to Obspeaks Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school.
You had to find someone? Who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Obspeaks Academy.
The headmaster? The one that had a plan there, but that seems like the real mastermind actually now taking over the plan and changed Monokuma's purpose and everything. That headmaster? Yeah. Why do you want to find the headmaster?
Because he's my father.
Oh. Oh. Your father. That's different. I didn't expect that. But I guess actually in good plot there, or when you're making it more extreme, which anime do that way over the top, make it more connected and extreme, like, yeah, you put it in as a family member. Also, well, not also in drama school.
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope Peak.
Kyoko's dad is Hope Peak's headmaster. Then that explains... what exactly? When Alter Egos told us how he thought the headmaster was involved.
Oh, I'll find a way.
Huh?
No matter what it takes, I'll find the headmaster.
No matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on?
Let's see.
My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear, so there is no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him.
Of course not! The headmaster had a different plan, Alter Ego told us that. Had this plan, and someone else took over that plan, changed Monokuma's purpose and all that.
I only said that. What I felt was based on what I seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room.
Then what did you see in there?
So...
You would go in there yourself, maybe.
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess. The desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there.
You mean the mastermind, right? Or Mukusaba. Or whatever the ultimate soldier was called.
True.
That was my assumption, yes, and to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dome using the key I found.
Wait up! Are you saying that actually led to the second? But why there?
Because I also find this in the headmaster's room.
This is some kind of map.
Indeed.
It is a layout of the entirety of Opic's academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Marikura's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for facility use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. And I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that was true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remember. I remember that my purpose was to find the owner of that room.
So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there, and...
However,
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorm didn't have any cameras or monitors.
Okay. So what was it like, that part of the school, I mean?
It's hard to describe. All I can say is,
I...
the moment I saw it, I realized whatever is going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined.
Even after we saw that other room on the 5th floor? You know, all slashing and blood and everything there. What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself. And I'm sure you get your chance soon enough.
It sounded like it must be important. And really ominous. So, do I talk with you again? Or am I supposed to just click the door? Because we
However-
ended... Oh, I guess maybe we talk...
Which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building.
I'm supposed to tell you? It has to do with Mikuro Ikusaba, that's it.
However,
Yes, to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either.
I know you're right, but that just means... I mean, I thought you would not kill to protect me? That's cold, Kyoko. That's very cold. Everybody but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her?
anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the glass trial of Mukura Ikusaba was to get me killed.
Get you killed?
indeed.
I stole the key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the glass trial.
It was?
The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly.
You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly.
You're free to explore at your discretion. But
In other
those
words-
minimal restrictions could say something.
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and without a rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the glass trial to do it.
The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the mastermind himself is somehow bound by the school regulations.
Hey,
Yeah.
There's one other thing I like to point out about the murder of Mikuro Ikusaba.
What's that?
There was a point where Mikuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto.
Yeah, I was pretty sure about something like that, yeah. I could have become the victim.
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the dreams. Do you mean when you saved me in my room? During that night.
I can hear them, you know? The footsteps of the god of death.
What?
I can hear the Shinigami as he moves. The ability naturally drives me into cases just like this.
Ooh.
Anyway,
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow across the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct.
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the master assailant was, they ended up dead.
correct.
and the murder was disguised under the key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the glass rail to eliminate me.
Yeah, you see. I was just thinking of something though. Because the mastermind was very worked up because of her stealing their precious, which must have been not the key there that she found first, but the other key, the mechanical, the thing that could open any lock in the school. I mean, because she said that key didn't lead anywhere, but she also found one that... Oh, I'm pretty sure they mentioned it like that, like there were two different ones. So if the second one was the precious one that would open every part of the school, does that mean the mastermind can't actually enter things that's locked? Which means Bakuya and her would be the only one, but she didn't do it. So it must be him that put the key there to... I must let it go. Bakuya didn't do it. He's nice now. I want him to be nice also.
It all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the glass rail to eliminate me.
Yeah, sure. So this all would mean that whoever killed Mukura is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I didn't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think.
But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class rod to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They need a glass rail to kill me, but seem ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction.
So what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered.
Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the ultimate despair.
And her victory music. Boom, 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 boom. I like her when she always be like that. The other ultimate despair.
There's no doubt that Makura was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person.
It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever cast the event.
You're talking about...
That's right.
What happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that. They're the ultimate despair. I mean... There have happened very much bad things in human history, you know? So I always feel like when I talk about that and then the thing that happened in this school, like, oh, that's where it happened and all that. But even if the school was filled to the brink, like they were pushed in like sardines and they all were killed in an instant there in whatever horrible way, it wouldn't be enough for that. But maybe they just over-exaggerating. Oh, it's the worst thing ever for this school because they died on school ground and that's the only one.
It would seem.
The despicable group whose only purpose and motivation came from despair.
Then there are...
Indeed.
Make no mistake, they are the root of all the evil that was forced us to go through this.
Dun, dun. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. 100-mile dash. Pay enough for young food Yankee. Wait. Pay enough for young food Yankee? What does that? Oh wait, what? Something changed there in the shadowing of things, but I missed exactly what. What's... Dream Island Rocket. Yeah. Oh, the Dream Island! Isn't that in the second one, I thought? I mean, I haven't seen much of that, but I've seen they seem to be on an exotic island instead. In the second Danganronpa. The Ultimate Despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. Oh. But right now... Huh. The way they actually put it there, the group and so, and then putting this skin again, a bit of me feels like they just trying to create the next Ultimate Despair then by putting out here to only one, so they have a new to join their group. Is this only their recruitment game? I don't know. Maybe.
Anyway,
Right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so can we just go through that now? Rattle, rattle. It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. What? Why are you telling me like it's no? Yeah, you shouldn't talk with me anymore. We need to get that off here. Okay, so I go to the door. Now I need to talk with her again. Cuckoo, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room, see? That one.
indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolute vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I will never part with it.
But that's... And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Can I now go through it? Rattle, rattle. No, okay. Hey Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out.
Kyoko took out a key with a Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... Click! Yes, it opened!
And now we can get out of here. Let's go.
Sounds good to me! We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit into our room with a lot of cameras and machine guns that started shooting us because we didn't die when we were supposed to. No? Okay, finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief because the real fight had just begun. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Deadly life. Oh, not daily life. What did I need those coins for then? Why do I get coin if we're going directly into deadly life again? After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Oh, can't I go second? Kyoko, you sure you wouldn't want to lead? The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey,
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to get you.
Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said it, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. Or makes you distracted so you slip off anyway. Also, if we fall down this far, even with the garbage or whatever, we would have died. Most likely. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So, how long have you been doing detective work? All her life.
Alan,
so...
ever since I can remember, I came from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a secret duty. My family always seen it that way.
Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Except that the one bad uncle, far back in history, Sherlock, they made some book about him. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't even heard of us.
Huh, but how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So... Also, how did your father then become a headmaster here? Wouldn't he also be a detective?
Right.
Because we take pride in it.
Pride.
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we made a conscious effort to conceal our existence.
A conscious effort.
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's a family creed and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's a source of our pride.
Pride. So that explains... Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However,
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Upspeak and to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kigiri detective would never do.
But the reason you give up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Upspeak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that. No.
what?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father.
Huh? But you're reuniting after all those years, right? You wouldn't have so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However,
There is something I want to say to him though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face.
What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him.
Sir?
The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself. But apparently, he was very intelligent, extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirikiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future,
However,
but he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument. As young as I was, he left me behind.
I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective.
I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said it. What she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. Okay, maybe not that emotional.
I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However,
But there's one thing that I can never forgive.
Really?
so...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However,
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That is how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
correct.
That is why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever, I have no doubt he forgot all about me years ago.
But your family just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey,
Is blood really enough to call someone family?
Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing.